Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 437 of Elizabeth Organizes Her Craft Room. However, we have an exciting twist this time. This time she's applying the principles of Kaizen, which is what she learned at work a few years ago. It's a Japanese principle that basically no matter what you're doing, you can continuously improve it and organize it in such a way that you're working efficiently and basically just making everything better, which is pretty much what I've been doing with this craft room for the last 15 years. So as we walk in, I'll just note that all of the decorating is what it's always been. All I did was just do some reorganization, some workflow situations, and so that's what I'm going to share with you. Okay, so we do what I love. That's what I always remind myself when I walk in, and I'll show you as I shut the door too, that when I leave, I love what I do, because there's no point in being out there and wishing I'm in here, or being in here and for some strange reason wishing I was out there. That makes no sense. So we love where we are at the time we're there. So we're going to circle around real quick and just show that it's pretty much the same layout as far as all of the furniture and stuff like that. I've added a few things. I don't know when the last time any of you might have been down here. Not too many people come down here, but basically I put my sewing machine stuff over here, and that's partly because the space just fit better. Once I started working with it over the years, I realized that this is just a better use of that space. It used to be my scrapbooking area, and for quite a while I was working from home, and that's where I had my computer, but I only had just a little laptop screen. Now I have another bigger screen, and it just didn't fit. And so I'm really hoping that this will work. I have, like sewing notions, odds and ends, scissors, all that. And these up here, there's like some crafty things, but not scrapbooky things. These are all, at least these are. This right here is scrapbooky, but that has to stay there. I've got nowhere else to put those kinds of things. So all of this is pretty much the same. This is IKEA stuff, and this is kind of interesting. These are actually now 12 by 12. I took the IKEA file folder things that they had and taped two together to make them 12 by 12, because I am way too cheap to buy the expensive ones. That's pretty much the name of all of this, is how can I do what I want to do for as little money as possible. Except for electronics. We spend money on good electronics. I love my smart TV. And this is a repurposing of this little unit from when the kids were babies. And so all of this stuff, sadly, I do use. So it all had to be kept, but organized in a way that I can get to it. But this isn't something that I get to all the time. So it's good to be over here. And then this is the work area. This is my work laptop, but I can also put my Surface Pro and hook it up to the bigger screen. This is my personal screen. So like I said, I always go for good electronics. They won't fail you. And so that just basically, this is just, it fits better for me. And I'll show you, I got this great little printer, $40 at Sam's Club. I can travel with it if I want to. I can just pull it right out of there. It's lightweight. I can take it to crafts, and it has a speaker so that I can listen to music if I want to. Or, I mean, obviously everyone in the area would have to listen to the music. Otherwise I use headphones. But yeah, all of these cupboards that I got from Sam's years and years and years ago, I've reorganized. I've put all the idea stuff over here, because while it's close at hand, it's a little hard to get to, so it's not something I use every day. And then this is like the tool area, ribbons, tools, just all the odds and ends of things that I normally use. Yeah, and shout out to my sister, gave this to me ages ago, and I finally got it set up there so I can jot myself little notes. It's like a chalkboard surface. It's kind of cool. So this, again, just more organization of things that I need, but I don't need desperately, so they're not right at hand. That's part of the Kaizen situation, is when things that you use all the time need to be right at hand. You don't want to be crossing the room back and forth. So like right here, under here, these are a lot of the embellishments and things like that. So they're right there at hand. Granted, I do have to walk across the room for paper, but there's not much I can do. I only have, so much wall space. And I think, oh, my little cuddle bug, all of the Cricut stuff is in the outer area, which that'll be a separate video because it's not quite ready for the big reveal yet. Over here, that's a file cabinet below. And I keep all like important school papers from the kids for all of their years of schools. So if ever I'm doing a page about school and I'm like, oh, what did they do about this or that? Sometimes I have something I can reference, and medical stuff too, like, just how tall they were, whatever, those things that you always got from the doctor. Just keep those there. And then these are like, that's the New York trip we took, Halloween stuff, the Europe trip. These are all potential scrapbooks because I haven't actually gotten to those. So I have a lot to look forward to. And down here, this is something that I started when I first started scrapbooking. It was a cart that I bought at Costco, I think it was. And I kind of refurbished legal hanging files and taped them and made them bigger so that they would hold 12 by 12 paper. Obviously, my collection has grown just a little bit, but it's still very useful for me. Although down there is a lot of paper that I actually have to do something with that I don't really use anymore, so I could probably donate it. And and then this tower thing, again, just always trying to figure out where to store things that I might need, might not need. It's hard to say. So we'll see. This is not very Kaizen right here. This probably will still be an afternoon project of kind of reorganizing, but yeah, it'll be all right. And and there's the closet. We're not looking in there either. Okay. we'll come back to that in another time. So anyway, so that's it. So we will go out there and love what we do.